In some cases, you may want to limit the service layers to all records that meet a certain criteria and not just within a specific location. The second type of definition query we'll demonstrate is filtering the service layers to only show records for a certain taxonomic group or for individual species. While it's not possible to draw the full EO layer across the entire West at one time, it may be possible to draw all the records for a certain species group or for individual species across the entire West, as long as the total number of records is within the technical limits. There are a number of fields in the EO and source feature layers that can be used to filter records based on taxonomy. These include element IDs, major taxonomic groups, higher taxonomic groups, and species names. For the purposes of this demo, we'll only show a couple, but they generally all work the same way. As a first example, if you wanted all records for reptiles only, you could build a query using the informal taxonomy field to apply that filter. Then if I turn on my layer and wait a minute, the service returns all reptile records only across the entire West. In the case of reptiles, there are a small enough subset of records that ArcMap is able to draw all of them from the service. Some groups may have too many records to draw for the entire West though, so it may be necessary to use other taxonomic fields like order, family, genus, etc. to filter for more specific groups. If West-wide data is needed only for a single species or a small list of species, then a definition query can be built to filter the layer for specific species. For example, if I only wanted records for black-footed ferret, I could build the following definition query using GName. Note that it's generally recommended to use the like qualifier and a wildcard at the end of the scientific name when querying for specific names. Sometimes EO records may be tracked at both the full species level and subspecies variety level across different states. So using a wildcard in this way at the end of the names ensures that records will be returned for any related infrataxa as well as full species records. It's also generally recommended to use the scientific name when filtering for individual species instead of common name because common names tend to be less standardized. As you can see, after applying that filter, ArcMap only draws the records for black-footed ferret that are available from the service. Similarly, if data were needed for a small list of species, then a series of names can be strung together instead of a single name. In this example, I've built a query that will return all records for black-footed ferret as well as piping plover and Ute ladies' tresses. After applying the filter, the service now redraws and shows all the records for those three species.